Welcome to the VR Station, a new show on Smash TV which is dedicated solely to the world of virtual reality, whether it's a game made purely for VR, a VR experience, or even a mod. I thought I'd kick off the show by doing a mini review of one of my favourite games of all time, Doom. To be more precise, the GZ Doom VR mod, which is also known as Vive Doom. Let's get right to it. The gameplay itself has gone unchanged, to be fair. The frantic, fast-paced demon slaying action is all here intact and really feels sublime in VR. It should be noted that Vive Doom doesn't support motion controls and seems to work best played as a seated experience. I've decided to go with using a controller opposed to mouse and keyboard, as you only really need to rotate on the horizontal axis. This is down to the fact that you control the vertical and horizontal axes with your head movement. This allows for some accurate shooting even when using a controller. Initially I thought I'd have a problem with motion sickness down to the insane speed that Doom Guy runs around at, which seems to be upwards of 40 miles per hour, but this wasn't the case. With it being a seated experience, I've had a blast playing for around 3 to 4 hours at a time, which is longer than my normal VR sessions. My favourite thing about this mod is the fact that you can still run your other Doom mods alongside it, by simply dropping them onto the GZ Doom VR bat file. So far I've tested around 10 to 12 mods I had already downloaded in my Doom folder, and they all seem to run great. This also means you can run the Heretic and Hexen games as well in VR, which is fantastic, though the most fun I had in Vive Doom was getting to play Brutal Doom and the Aliens Colonial Marines mod in VR. Obviously there will be some issues somewhere with the mods, but the only problem I found so far is when you execute fatalities on enemies in Brutal Doom, the camera goes into like a third person mode. This is where shit gets kinda trippy as you start to frantically clip between the floor and the third person camera, but thankfully this can be easily fixed just by not executing fatalities. Moving on to graphical fidelity, I'd highly recommend turning off any kind of texture filtering. I do this when I play Doom anyway because I prefer the pixelated look on textures, but here it really does add more clarity to the game when in VR. I find that older games with low res textures and no filtering really look outstanding in VR. The colours tend to pop more and the screen door effect isn't as prominent compared to a game which is like super detailed and visually complex. It really is something to behold, suddenly being inside a game world you know so well. It's bizarre, but one of the biggest nostalgia trips for me was the first level of Doom. I watched my dad play it on the Super Nintendo when I was around like 4 or 5 years old, and I distinctly remember the blue health potions. Seeing them up close in VR, like having them appear as if they were in front of me, was a very surreal experience. Playing in VR also adds a horror element to the game, which I'd forgotten long ago. It's quite panic attack inducing being cornered by 6 pinky demons with no way out other than blasting your way through them with your trusty shotgun. Seeing the top-notch sprite work up close is incredibly intimidating, whether it's the glowing red eyes of the shotgun sergeants or the towering cyber demons melding of technology and flesh. It really does give a sense of scale to the world and is making me see one of my favourite games from a new, terrifying perspective. With immersion being one of the best things about VR, good sound is definitely needed, and thankfully Doom's got it in spades. Yes, the sound may be compressed and not crisp and clear like audio of newer games, but it certainly nails tone and atmosphere. Weapon sounds pack a punch, enemies growl and let out demonic howls at the sight of you, and the sound you make upon death is brutal. The MIDI score is here of course, and while it does hold a special place in my heart, I can highly recommend getting the PlayStation Doom soundtrack mod. It's crazy how much the atmosphere of a game changes when you go from heavy metal MIDI tunes to a demonic dark ambient soundscape. Or you know, just throw on some thrash metal and have a good old time. So, to summarise, Vive Doom takes a fantastic source port engine and makes it available for use in VR. The amount of content you have here is insane. When you take into account you have the base games as well as Plutonia, TNT, then you've got fan-made levels, and then of course mods. To all you VR owners out there, if you haven't tried this yet, give it a shot. I've put the download link in the description below. You're not going to get this kind of fast-paced, blood-soaked demon slaying anywhere else in VR. Well, not until Doom VFR comes out, which is next week, so never mind. But you still can't top classic Doom. Well, hope you all enjoyed the first episode of the VR Station on Smash TV. If you enjoyed it, you may want to hit the like button, or subscribe if you can be arsed. See you guys next time.